What's going on, everyone? And welcome back to Treebeard's Toy Box. And today, we're going to be taking a look at this brand new G.I. Joe Classified Series Alley Viper action figure from Hasbro. And this guy is number 34 for the Classified Series. And I had this guy come in from Amazon. I have not been lucky enough to find these or the bats in the wild. But I've also not been out there hunting like crazy either, because it's getting kind of scary out there again. So trying to kind of tone it down a little with the hunting. So I was happy to be able to find these guys on Amazon, as well as lucking out on a Hasbro Pulse the other day. So, but yeah, initially I was not super excited. I'm not a huge fan of the blue and orange, but in person it actually looks pretty cool. And as you can see here, this guy is loaded with accessories, so I'm really stoked for that. Yeah, we've got our normal window here, classified logo down there, then we get this nice artwork over here in the corner that carries over to the side here, and you get that there enlarged. So for the back of the packaging here, we get this artwork that we've been seeing for a while now, with a couple of added characters here and there, but nothing new overall. So I'm really excited to see the updated artwork that we will be getting with Storm Shadow, Spirit, and that Cobra Officer. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out this side here. We get those little codes there that you can look up on the website and get the stats on each character. And like I said earlier, he is number 34. And let's go ahead and get one last look at the front of the packaging. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this guy open and have some fun. Okay, and here we have our Alley Viper out of the packaging. And before we get going here, I just wanted to say, if you are looking for a good action figure stand, please do yourself a favor and check out Tashi Station Emporium. These guys over here are fantastic, and I highly recommend them. That's the stand I'm using right here for this Alley Viper. And they do a few different sizes. They do this one here. They do ones, I think they make some for 3 3/4, I'm pretty sure. But they do this slightly bigger size right there. And then they also do this size here. And then they also do this really cool kind of blood splatter one for horror figures. So I will leave a link to their website in the description below. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and start taking a look at this Alley Viper. As far as the mold goes, I think we're getting a mix of reuse and new, but I'm not positive. I know that the overlay, this chest piece is new, and obviously the head is new. And I didn't put his visor on yet because I wanted to take a look at him first. But yeah, like this whole thing's new, and it's got some really nice detail. I mean, they even painted the carabiners down here, which is really nice. Get some nice silver detail there. We get detail on all the straps, or at least most of them. Not much on the back, but there is a little still. And, you know, I'm kind of curious. When I get my other one from Hasbro Pulse, I'm going to have to check it out. But it looks like, I don't think this is a style, but I could be wrong. Maybe this is how it's meant to be, but it looks like they forgot to paint this. I don't know what's been going on with my luck with that. We'll find out when I get my other one. But if you can remember, I did... when I reviewed that Siona and Dio set for Fortnite, my Siona figure was missing some paint on one of her legs, but I was able to exchange that for a set that looks a lot better. So, but yeah, this guy has got a lot of nice detail. I think the legs, yeah, for sure the legs are your basic snake eyes and beachhead legs with new knee pads. The arms I didn't recognize. We've got this molding around here, like that sculpted detail there. And I couldn't find these on another figure, but I'm pretty sure I have all the figures. So please let me know in the comments if I missed something or if you know if these arms are from another figure, because I couldn't find them unless I missed one of my figures. So I'm not sure about what's underneath the vest. Unfortunately, they make these so you can't take them off unless you cut them. I guess I could boil him and take him apart, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I think he looks pretty good. I really do like the brown here to kind of like set off the orange and the brown. I almost wish we got a little more brown. We do get it down here on the shin pads, which this is first complaint really. And we had this issue with Duke and maybe a couple other figures. I don't know why they can't put the shin guards here on straight. It drives me nuts. It makes my OCD go off the charts. Like so I don't know, but here, I'm gonna set this aside for a second. But yeah, obviously we get peg holes on the bottom there. And these are the same boots for Beachhead and Snake Eyes as well. But yeah, his face looks pretty good there. Yeah, his eyes turned out good. Digging all the straps. This is, we've seen this strap before too, this holster. I'm not positive on this. You have to let me know. This I believe is new. I dig that. Get this little Cobra emblem here. And up here as well. Both those turned out really nice. Sometimes they can be printed a little off. So those turned out good. I am curious about this though, so we'll find out, like I said, when I get my other one from Hasbro Pulse. But yeah, let's go ahead and set him aside and start taking a look at his many accessories that he comes with, because he does come with quite a lot. So for accessories, it's kind of like, where do we start? This guy really does come with quite a lot. I think first, we'll go ahead and take a look at his visor, and then we'll go ahead and put that on as well. So we get this visor here, and I think that looks pretty good. It is definitely thin. I would be cautious with that, but I'm not too worried about it snapping. It is a kind of a brittle, well, it's a harder plastic. I don't know how brittle it is. Usually Hasbro is pretty good. But yeah, looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and put that on. Let's see here. Just goes on these little pegs here. Pretty easy peasy. Yeah. It just goes up and down very nicely. They did a good job with that. So we will set him back down and continue on with the rest of the accessories. So let's see here. Next up, let's take a look at this. It's actually really, really cool. This shield that he comes with. And we get this huge Cobra emblem on the front there, which is really nice. And it's just blue and orange. But then you turn this around here, and we get this nice black strap, and this does rotate. So you can put it on either arm, because it does have a larger opening here, and then a smaller one here. And then we get this really cool targeting thing here. And that is printed in there. It's not a sticker. So really nice quality. The shield is pretty badass. And I'm even warming up to the blue and orange. So next up we have this backpack here with some nice sculpted detail there. We get some grenades down here. Cobra logo up here. Some detail on the side there. On the side there. A tiny bit on the back. And then I've got this little peg hole down here, like this little port. And I'm having a real hard time. I'm usually pretty good with this, but I'm having a hard time figuring out what might go there. So, unless it's something on his back, you'll have to let me know in the comments. And I'm actually only seeing weapon storage for one weapon here, right here. And that is kind of a bummer. And we'll go ahead, you know, unless I'm missing, I've been looking at this for a few minutes here. off camera, and I was really struggling trying to figure out where everything goes. But here we'll look at the, we get 3 guns, well 4 guns. We get 3 of these rifle kind of guns, and then we get a pistol as well. And we also get this tiny little crossbow, and I can't figure out anywhere to put that. I'll have to check on his vest maybe. But yeah, so we get this, and this is pretty dope. Get some sculpted detail. I like the black plastic they're using. Glad we didn't get some blue or orange. That would have been frustrating. So this looks pretty good. And this slides perfectly right here. So that's nice. But then we also get this pretty cool looking gun here. And I don't know anything about these weapons. And we get a removable magazine there, which is nice, and that snaps in there nice and tight. I dig that. And all of the weapons, I believe, have this little port here for an effects piece, which is nice. Yeah, there's that. And then we also get this one here. Again, with some nice sculpted detail and that all black plastic. I like that. And this one has a removable magazine as well. And it does clip in there pretty nice and secure. And we get this little arrow thing here, this little bow type of thing that looks like it should be able to port somewhere there or be able to port somewhere with that. But, you know, I'm having trouble. So if you know, please let me know in the comments. That would be much appreciated. Unless you're supposed to buy a string and loop them all together because they all kind of have a hole. That would be interesting. Maybe you're supposed to get some carabiners because that's why he's got his carabiners. I don't know. Now I'm just being silly. But yeah, there's his pistol. And this is the only gun without a port, I believe, for an effects piece. And I do believe we've seen this pistol before. And he has a holster for this. And then finally we get 2 of these little blades, and he does have a spot to store each one of these, which is nice. So now let's go ahead, and now that we have finished up with all of these accessories, which counting the visor was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, I believe. That's a lot of accessories. Well done, Hasbro. Thank you. But yeah, let's go ahead and move right along to articulation. So as far as articulation goes on our Alley Viper here, we do get some articulation for the visor, but I did remove the visor for the articulation segment so that it wouldn't continue to fall off. And we get a ball and a hinge at the top of the neck there, and then we get another ball at the bottom of the neck. So we get plenty of motion with his head, but I definitely recommend warming it up with a hairdryer. And we get a hinge and a swivel for the shoulder there. We get a very stiff butterfly joint that is, until I hit it with a hairdryer again, it's pretty much unusable. And this one's a little stiff too, but not as bad. We do get a bicep swivel here. We get double jointed elbows. They are not pinless, and that's kind of a bummer. And we get a hinge that is up and down, and a swivel for the wrist. And the hinge on the other wrist is in and out. And I know that we've got our normal classified articulation going on up here, but we're not going to be able to utilize any of that because of his really cool looking vest. And it looks cool, but man, oh man, would it be cool if we could remove it so we could use this articulation in there. So we're really not going to get much. It's very hindered by this overlay piece, so that's very unfortunate. really we're just getting a bit at the waist. And then that moves us down here to our unfortunate drop down hips that I've never been a fan of. And then they go out this far, go out that far. You can pull them down and push them up, but really I feel like it puts too much strain on the joints, and I wish that Hasbro would stop doing that. Just me personally, that's how I feel. We do get this thigh cut here, a bit stiff, there we go. Double jointed knees, and these are not pinless. We've seen these legs before. Wish they were pinless. And we get this cut here at the top of the boot, and we get a hinge and rocker for the ankles. So overall, you know, pretty standard what we're used to seeing with the classified series, but unfortunately with this guy we're seeing quite a bit of hindrance due to the design of the figure and his overlay piece. So that is a bit unfortunate. But let's go ahead and load him up here with his gear. We'll go ahead and put this on here. He's got his rifle in there, and yeah, you'll have to, unless he's supposed to thread through all these weapons, these little holes that come on all the weapons, we're lacking some serious weapon storage. It's great that he came with so many accessories, but the classified series has usually been really good about weapon storage, but they just failed miserably with this guy unless there is just some kind of secret storage compartment that I am not finding. Like I said, if you know better, please let me know in the comments. I do like the storage for his blades. I don't know if there's a certain way. I think that'll just go in either way. Maybe not. There we go. And then we get this other one for the wrist here. And you know, I don't know which way they're supposed to go in. I guess I kind of just assumed it was this way. Is it going the other way? They go in both ways, so maybe it does go in the other way. I don't know. I guess it's up to you. I'm going to look at the promo images and see how they have it. So I feel like if this went the other way, it would be in the way of his arm. But maybe not. I don't know. I'll check out the promo images. But yeah, there you go. Get him on a stand here. Up, we got his pistol. There we go. Yeah, he's got this weird little like crossbow thing, and there's no storage for that. So I don't know. I think they kind of failed there. It's awesome we got this cool shield. Yeah, let's see. Throw him on our Tashi Station Emporium stand there. There you go. So let's see here. I'll bring in a couple other figures. I'm not going to go nuts with size comparisons. You know, if you collect these figures, you know how they size up and how they look in your collection. You know who does really good size comparisons? Just outstanding is D Hunter's reviews. Man, that dude, his collection is insane. He gets like so many, he army builds like so many different things, but he does really thorough size comparisons that are great. So but yeah, here is our Alley Viper with some of his gear on. I didn't put any of his guns on or his shield, but yeah, let's go ahead and we'll check out a couple other figures. Here we have our Alley Viper next to our Cobra Bat that was also released as part of this wave. And as you can see, the bat is quite a bit taller. The bat was actually all new mold and pinless, which I loved. You can check my review out for him as well. But yeah, he is looks pretty good next to him. Here he is next to our Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends Infinity Saga Captain America from Infinity War. And finally, here we have our Alley Viper next to my favorite figure in my entire collection right now, believe it or not. And that is the Black Series Boba Fett in his Tusken gear from The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. And both these figures, all these figures are actually from Hasbro. So, but yeah, I love this this Boba Fett figure so much. It's aesthetically, like feeling in hand, like it's durability, everything about it, the sculpt work. I'm in love with it. But yeah, this isn't a review of Boba Fett. This is a review of our Alley Vipers. So, but yeah, there he is next to our Boba. So overall, unfortunately, I think that this guy leaves a lot to be desired. He's not horrible by any means. He's got so many accessories, and it would have been nice if we could have had better weapon storage. Unless I'm missing something, like I said, please let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate that. I think it would have been nice to see an all-new sculpt. Maybe they're not worrying about that because it's kind of an army builder. I get that. You know, he's got some nice detail and there's some cool things about him, but articulation-wise, he's definitely hindered due to the design of the character. And, you know, he's got his silly shins that for some reason just can't be straight. I don't know. Just some things that bug me about him. So I'm gonna go with the 7 out of 10. You know, everyone's freaking out and hyping about these and gotta get them, and I get that that's just a classified in general, but you know, if I were you, I'd focus on the bats. You know, get yourself a couple bats, get yourself a couple of these guys too, but I definitely like the bat way more. You know, I was hoping I'd dig this guy more. I dig his accessories, but I'm not liking the lack of storage for them. And it was kind of a pain in the butt to put his shield on. The straps are a little tight even with taking his wrist off, or not his wrist, with taking his hand off. I took that off and it was still kind of a pain. So yeah, overall, it just leaves a lot to be desired, like I said. So, but that's going to do it. Before we end here, I would just like to say, you know, if you do like what you see, please hit that like button. And we are only 13 subscribers away from hitting 500 subscribers. And I started the channel, I believe, on February 4th. I could be wrong, but it was around then. So getting so close. If I could hit 500 by then, like within the year mark, I don't know. That just feels like quite a milestone for myself, and I would feel really good about that. It would feel really good. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun this past year, and I can't wait for many more to come. So, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me and check this video out. Good luck finding this figure if you really want to find it. He should be available. Just give it time. Don't freak out. But yeah, please hit that like button, and if you are not subscribed already, do be sure to hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell on the way out so you know when I got new videos coming. And until next time, take good care.